What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I did first of all just want to lead this video off by saying a massive thank you to everybody who has supported and watched my last few videos, commented, hit the thumbs up button, liked it, subscribed, everything. I really do appreciate it. I'm working really hard trying to be a lot more consistent on here, and ultimately I think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take some time. I need to kind of feel what's going to be best, what do I enjoy shooting most, and what you guys enjoy. At the end of the day, I really do enjoy doing this. I've had a lot of fun with it, but I need to kind of figure out exactly where I want to take it, and that's kind of why I'm making this video a little bit. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone and just kind of explain where I want to take this channel, what I want to do, what kind of videos I want to make in the future, and what you guys can be expecting. So firstly, I know every video I've done up to now has been kind of just like a lifestyle vlog, just traveling, doing fun events, and I plan to continue that. I think that's been super fun to make, super fun for you guys to watch, I hope, and I've just had a really good time with it, and had some really good responses and feedback from that. So I'm definitely going to continue that. This is also, this kind of video, just setting up the camera and talking, is another style of video that I really do enjoy making. I haven't posted a lot of them, but I have made a couple and I've watched them back, and I feel like if I can get in a rhythm and we can have good conversation and you guys potentially ask me questions and I can answer anything about, whatever, I think we can make some really cool, interesting content via me sitting down and talking to the camera. I kind of wanted to start this first kind of segment, if you will, of the channel off by something that I feel strongly about. It's kind of a topic that a lot of people are scared to talk about, or maybe not scared to talk about, but scared to kind of just pursue. And I was one of those people, so I just want to come on here and talk about my story and why I'm sitting in front of the camera today. So first things first, ever since I was a younger kid, I have been obsessed with YouTube videos, and I've looked up to a lot of people who have created and filmed their day-to-day and just had the courage to get on a camera and share their emotions, their stories, their families with the world, essentially. I mean, literally, we have the power to reach the world in our pockets every single day, being our phones or cameras or whatnot. I always thought that was so fascinating, and so I immediately, when I was younger, took interest into YouTube, more so than I would say any of my other siblings. It was kind of like my thing. I was always watching YouTube, always watching daily vlogs. I had, like, at a certain time, a list of which vlogs were coming out at what time, and as you guys saw, I did go see Roman Atwood. He was honestly a big part of me even ever wanting to do YouTube, because I would watch him and his family's vlogs, and I was like, that just seems so fun. Like, you get to pick up a camera, film what you would do anyways on a day, or go out and do something that is super cool and video it and put it online for a bunch of people to react and see. I just thought that was so awesome. Not only that, I think the energy that he had and he just carried, and you could feel it through the screen. It was so inspiring, and I'll be honest, that's kind of my goal. My goal in life, in everything I do, would be to motivate and inspire people just as I have been motivated and inspired by others. I think it's one of the most incredible things. I think one altercation with somebody, one video you see, one 5-second clip on TikTok, whatever it may be, one text message can change the way you look at a lot of things. And that's exactly what's happened to me over these past, I'd say, 6 to 8 months. I've just completely changed who I am as a person and what I want in life, and it's been an absolute blessing. I also want to talk about how scary and how hard it is to also do something like this. The courage it takes, and I'm not saying that like, look at me, look at what I'm doing, not at all. But I know how hard it can be to pick up a camera in public and film a clip. Like, people are looking at you like, what the heck is that guy doing? It's become more normal now than it used to be, and I guess I'm kind of I never had that experience, but even now it is hard to pick up a camera and just walk around videoing yourself and in public and just talk about random crap that nobody around you really seems to care about, but you know you have a video to make, you have a vision, and you just want to keep obviously just continue filming the video. And so I know how hard that can be, but basically where I'm getting is, I believe there's an art to this, and it is not giving an F word. In other words, not giving a shit about what other people think about you. And as humans, we are all guilty of that. I think it's human nature to almost feel judged and feel like you need to kind of please the people you're around, so they look at you and they view you as, you know, somebody likable. Everybody wants to be liked. Like, and so a lot of people will go out of their way or shy away from certain things because they think people won't like them for that, or people will make fun of them for that. And I'll be honest, doing the YouTube thing has been an incredible test for me, because I've always walked around, yeah, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people think about me, you know, all this, all that. But I do, and I did. And it was actually something I struggled with for a long time, subconsciously. Like, I never really put my finger on it until I fairly recently took these risks of picking up a camera and filming and talking to you guys and promoting that on social media. I would have never done that in my high school years. I would have never done it because I would just be so like stressed, like, oh, people are going to think I'm a loser. People think this is stupid. But at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't matter at all. At all. But if there's one person out there holding back on something that they would love to do or something they would love to go explore, but simply the only thing that's holding you back is what you think other people are going to think of you, I just strongly encourage you to do it. Don't be afraid to fall on your face. I am sitting here talking to, whether it's one person or a million people, I don't care at this point. I just love creating and making these videos. And I'm sitting here talking to a camera in my backyard, just chatting it up, talking what's on my mind. And I think it's important to just really fight through that fear and that kind of idea that what other people think actually affects you. Because I learned, and I know those in high school and those in middle school and those kind of growing up and they're around a big group of people all the time, it can be so scary because people, for example, people in your friend group may talk shit about this and that, and you're like, well, I think that's kind of cool, but you don't agree with them because you don't want them to think you're an idiot or a loser and all this stuff. And the amount of time I feel I wasted just by being around people like that and caring what they thought about what I did, it was just like so crazy now that I think about it. And now that I'm truly doing this and I'm looking at this camera right now, it is awesome, an awesome feeling. I think it's something a lot of people should strive to do, and that is overcoming that fear of what if he thinks that, what if she thinks that, what if blah 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 blah. So what? Seriously, so what? Because in 20 years nobody's even going to remember it at all. Yeah, I just wanted to hit on that a little bit, just simply not stressing and caring overly about what others think of you, because it actually just doesn't matter. And I think as human beings, we have a magnifying glass on ourselves, and we think that every single little thing wrong with us, whether it be personality, wrong with them physically, like as a human being, we just think that anything wrong with us, that people are just looking at it and staring at it and paying attention to us 24/7. And in reality, it's not the case. It's not true. It's just in your head. And so just literally, like, I can't stress it enough. Just try your best to not give those people that energy, or give the energy that you are using worrying about what others think about you is robbing a side of you that could be pursuing that thing that you love and could be literally withholding you from being great. And it's something that I'm slowly learning to do. Now, I'm not perfect. I still sometimes think like, oh, okay, well, are they going to like this video? Is this video going to be successful? Blah, blah, blah. I do have to rein myself in and be like, Jack, why did you buy a camera in the first place? Why did you take the risk to post this? I love it. It's very rewarding for me when I film a video and spend time making a video and going out and do things so I can have a video, and then I edit it all together, and I see that final product. The excitement I get from that is like true happiness, and I feel like I love doing this, and this is something that I would love to do. Honestly, piggybacking off of that, I feel like one thing that has really, really inspired me is just simply the saying, like, don't listen to other people's opinions, because they mean nothing. They mean nothing. You may think, I care what that guy thinks because he's this, he's that, he's my brother, he's my best friend. At the end of the day, the only person looking you in the mirror is you. And if you are happy with what you are doing and you're producing, that is what matters. Basically, to sum all that up, I really just want to say, don't be afraid to fall on your face. Again, like, you just don't be. And I know, especially in like high school settings, and everybody has their certain cliques. I had my clique to where I would have been so like scared to do something like I'm doing right now. And I know it sounds silly because it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but to some people in that moment where going against the norm can be punishing in a school setting, in a locker room setting where you're going to get picked on and bullied for doing this and that, it can be scary, and it can be so hard to make that jump to really do something that you want to do. And that's absolutely a reason most people don't. And it's a reason I hadn't done it until now. Now looking back on that, I'm like, the guys that people were poking fun of and making fun of for doing TikTok, blah, 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 whatever, they had it down. Like, they were ahead of the game. They just didn't care what others thought of them, and I really admire that, especially becoming the person I am and seeing what I'm seeing in this world. In order to be great, you are going to have to take risks. You are going to have to do things that are out of the norm. You're going to have to do things that people are going to tell you, that's stupid, don't do that. You're just going to have to, and you're going to have to deal with maybe you think letting some people down or cutting some people out of your life because they just don't see what you see. But guess what? That is absolutely okay. There are people that have jumped off my ship that were on it for a long time, and I literally can't explain how much more afloat I am. Like, they were just big giant weights in my ship pulling me down, and now that they're off and I'm not surrounding myself with certain people anymore, I feel so much better about myself and what I'm doing in my decisions, and I surround myself with people who genuinely care about me and appreciate me as I do for them, and they, will support what I want to do and support what I want, and that's a lot to go off of. But I think especially I'm really kind of targeting the people in high school right now, people in middle school right now, people that are in college, people are past college, that are just so scared to take that step. Take it from me. I mean, I'm no success. I haven't grown crazy, but I am a young guy who's taking a risk because this could go nowhere and whatever, but I'm doing what I love, and I'm doing what I want to do, and that is, at the end of the day, what truly, truly matters. And everything else is just a side effect. Doesn't mean those side effects can't mean a lot and be incredible. Ultimately, you need to kind of stay grounded and remember why you were doing what you're doing. But the biggest thing is just go do it. Just do it. Trust me, you won't regret it. If that one person laughs in your face, if that one friend drops you because they don't think you're cool because you're doing that, let them go. Let them go. Don't hold on to that, because like I'm saying, all they're doing is weighing your ship down. And we don't need that. Like, kick them off. Let them go. Let them go. Never beg somebody to stay in your life. Ever. Ever. Don't ever do that, because if they want to walk out, it should tell you everything you need to know about them. Like, they shouldn't be in your life in the first place. If someone's willing to walk out on you like that, then that's just a reflection of them, and you need to not surround yourself with someone like that. You need to surround yourself with positive people who love you and care about you. If that means that you are literally just best friends with your brother, or you're best friends with your mom, or you need to shrink your circle down to just your family, just your one friend, the one friend you have, yourself. If you need to go all the way back to ground zero and find yourself before you go out on a journey to find people who actually care about you, go do that. Don't be afraid to do that. I'll tell you what, I have not gone to a college campus as 95% of people in my grade and people I went with all dispersed. They moved away. They went to Florida, they went to Alabama, all these places, and they're hours away. And for a long time, I was kind of at home alone. And I was like, what do I do? I was just kind of working, doing some school, trying to figure my own crap out. And that was one of the most pivotal times in my life. I truly got to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do. And now pursuing those things, I'm in a rebuild. Like, I'm bringing people back into my life that I know care about me, I know want the best for me, as I do for them. And, you know, it's super inspiring and motivating, and it makes me really happy to have done. But don't be ashamed if you have to be lonely for 6 months. If you have to just shelter yourself and put those horse goggles on, have tunnel vision, and just go. Like, just look at where you want to be. Cut out all the other bull crap and just go, because literally the sky is the limit. Once that happens, you can do anything you want. We live in a world where anything is possible. Anything is possible, but there's so many obstacles when it comes to society and how other people make you feel and social media and all this blah, 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 blah. But in that same sentence, you can literally take advantage of all that, because guess what? 95% of people are going to not do what they want to do because of other people's opinions. And that's just the reality of the situation. That's human nature, right? As I talked about earlier, it's just instilled in us to think that. But once you can really, really let go of that feeling and say, I'm going head first, let's do this thing, and just go full speed, nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. And so that's a big reason why I'm doing this, because I was so scared to do it. I was in those social cliques where you would have been like picked on or bullied if you had done something like that. And now, a year and a half out of high school, I just feel so refreshed and revived, and I feel like I'm becoming the person I am meant to be, and I'm super proud of that. But anybody can do it. Literally, if I can do it, seriously, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And you just have to not be scared. And it's scary as shit. It is so scary. But you just have to push through that fear and that feeling. I tell my brother this all the time, because as you know, my brother is on the autism spectrum, and things for him can get very amplified and be very so, even small situations are so real and big in his mind that it can be scary. And I have to tell Connor all the time is greatness is on the other side of fear. And that's something that a quote that I've lived by a lot this past year, I'd say, and just pushing through that fear and getting to the other side. You learn, not only do you learn so much about yourself during the process of actually doing it, but when you come out the other side and you're like, wow, like that was a scary jump to post my first video. That was a scary jump to ask that girl on a date. That was a scary jump to do whatever it may be in your life. But you make it out that other side and you look back and you're like, that really wasn't that bad. And now I feel really good because I just did something that was scary to me. It was hard for me. It took a lot of brain power, physical power, everything in me to just do it. And I did it. And now I feel great. So, and Connor experiences that. I'll have him on. We'll talk about it, because there's been so many experiences with him where it's been, Connor, like, I know this is scary and this is a scary thing. For example, you know, a lot of people know he was on the show Love on the Spectrum. Going on that first date for him was so scary. And all we could do as a family was just say, Connor, like, it's going to be okay. We know it's scary. We know it's hard. This is hard for a neurotypical brain. This is scary for anybody. So I can't imagine in his head what it was like. And he went And we're like, Connor, you just got to do it. And he was so brave, and he was brave enough to go and enter these situations that he was so scared of. And I'll tell you what, he came out the other side thinking, wow, I'm happy I did that. But guess what? There's another mountain to climb. So let's do that and let's move on. You look back, there's a reason the rear view mirror is so much smaller than the windshield, because everything that behind you is in the past is so much smaller than the future. You can look back, glance at it, and be like, wow, I did that, be proud I did that, but you just got to keep humming forward and keep climbing that next mountain. Before you know it, you're on Everest, baby. You're at the Mecca. So I just wanted to share that. And one thing before I end this video, there's a quote, and a gentleman named Jamie Chapman told me this quote a few years back when I was going through some rough times in high school. And he was kind of being taking a mentor role in my life at this specific time, and he told me a quote, and the quote is, you never lose, you either win or fail forward. And it was one of those quotes or one of those things you hear and you're like, okay, yeah, like that sounds great, and it takes a long time to actually sink in and for you to actually realize what it means. And I can tell you 3.5 years later now, that quote is something that I think of every single day, because in my mind, here is like the block of winning, right? This is us winning. This is great. And then here is failing. There's one of two ways you can actually go when you lose or you fail, okay? You can fall backwards and all shit breaks loose. Life spirals out of control. You were in a bad headspace. You don't know what's going on, and you just made yourself this much further away from the win, okay? And there's another way that this can go, and that's failing forward. And failing forward, to me, this space right in here is where the growing happens. And the growing happens, it's almost like a staircase, right? Okay, I failed. What's the first thing I can learn? I learned this, okay? And then I learned this, and then I can go back and redo this and this and this, and you climb that staircase to that win. And eventually you realize the point of the quote is, there's no such thing as losing. There's no such thing as losing. Yeah, you can lose a football game. You can lose a ping pong game. You can lose in swimming, whatever it may be. But guess what? Every single time you lose, there's a way to handle it, a way to handle yourself. And failing forward is the best way to handle it. And once you fail forward, you didn't lose. You didn't lose. You know why? Because you learned. You learned how to climb up that staircase, head first, chin up, chest high, and just winning. You're going to that win. You're climbing to that win. And that quote has just been pivotal recently. And again, I tell you, when I first heard that thing, I was like, okay, sweet. Okay, cool, Jamie. Like, that's a good quote. And I just, for some reason, it just kept coming back to me and coming back to me and coming back to me. And I'm like, wait, this got some merit to it. This means something. So I truly thought about it. I sat down and I'm just blown away by the words I heard that day, the impact they've had on me in my life to this point. So that is my little version of like kind of these podcast style videos that I'm going to do from now on. I hope you guys enjoy. I want to set the expectation because as I said in previous videos, I need to get more consistent, and I'm excited to. So my plan is, and let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. If you think it's stupid, let me know it's stupid. If you love it, let me know you love it, and we can move on. It'll be sweet. I'm excited. But I'm going to do one kind of a lifestyle video per week, whether that be just a daily vlog, a trip we go on, an experience we get to do. That's going to be one of the uploads in the week. I'm shooting to do 2 uploads a week for now, just so I can kind of trial and error, play with some things, do this, see what I like, see what you guys like, and we can all just kind of be one team, one partnership. I just want to entertain you guys, inspire, influence, just be somebody where you can click on one of my videos and not have to stress about your hard work day you just had, or not have to think about that text that you got that you didn't like. You can kind of just switch off and watch and just grow with me and grow. We can grow together and just become the people we want to be and the people we know we are capable of being. So that's basically the plan. I'm gonna do one of those lifestyle videos, one of the vlogs, and then just like a sit down video, kind of a podcast style. I do have something really, really cool coming as well. I'm going to launch a podcast, and it's going to be a really cool concept, and I hope you guys will tune into that. But that's going to be a whole separate channel. So right now, let's be focused on what I'm doing on Jack Tomlinson. And yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have made this so much more fun to me than I ever thought it could be. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, stay tuned. This should be going up, I believe, Monday. And I have another fun trip coming up as well, where I'm going to be doing a lot of filming and a lot of this kind of filming. So I hope you guys are excited for that. I have some special guests coming on a podcast. So it's going to be a super cool concept. I will post like a trailer on that channel, and I'll link it everywhere so you guys know when it's happening. But I have some super cool ideas there. Obviously, I'll keep you guys posted here on the main channel, but that's going to be kind of like my backup, just strictly for podcasts and talking to people and learning and growing, so we can all become one big happy family and just take on the world. And it's a scary place right now. It's crazy. There's so much going on. So it's important that we all kind of unify and become one. And I think we can do that here. And I want this to be a safe space where I can talk to you guys can talk to me. So we can do all that. One request before I cut it off. For the future videos, I would like to integrate something in the end of a question of a viewer, whether it's personal to me, a life question, something you're struggling with that you would like me to talk about, and my opinions on, whatever it may be. I would like to integrate it. So just leave that in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, because I'll be posting some stickers on there where you guys can be interactive with these videos as well. And yeah, so that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I seriously do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, whether it's I'm talking to one of you, talking to you, Mom, or a million of you. I appreciate it. Seriously, every single one of you. Leave a comment. I try to respond to every single one I can. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Peace. Have a good week. It's Monday. Go knock it out of the park. Great start to the week. You're going to have a good one. Weekend's almost here if you think about it. A couple more days. All right. See you guys. Peace.